You're watching The Wellness Hour, leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. We're talking about crowns, a new way to make crowns that don't harm the teeth. Is that right? We're here with Dr. Carlson, an expert on the topic, biomimetic dentistry.
Yes.
A healthy type of dentistry.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a model. What are we looking at here?
Okay, this shows a conventional crown preparation, and trust me, Randy, that is a very conservative crown prep.
Okay, so this area right here,
yes.
You shave that. This is it. I've never seen it before. Okay, so you shave that down.
That's what it looks like after you've prepared it for the crown.
Okay.
And this is the crown that conventionally is put on there.
And there's metal underneath there.
Exactly.
You don't like metal?
Well, I like to avoid as much as possible.
Okay.
I still use it, but I use a precious metal that...
I have medical doctors that said, you know, you never should have metal in the mouth.
Yeah.
They're anti-metal.
Oh, yes.
It's a big topic.
The holistic people wouldn't use this metal at all.
Okay, so this is how it's normally done.
Yes.
It goes over the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then if somebody comes to me with a tooth that is that's broken down and needs complete coverage of the top of the tooth, you can do it with this instead of this. See the difference?
Yeah, one's really small.
Exactly.
I got it.
And so this is sort of like a skull cap. This is the amount of tooth that we can save.
So you save the tooth.
Yes.
And you don't cover the whole tooth, you just cover the top.
Just the top, the part that needs to be restored. That's it.
And so you make that tooth
right there while the patient's
on your CEREC machine. Are they allowed to watch their tooth being made?
Yes, actually, the way this works is we prepare the tooth, then we have a digital camera that takes it, we put it in the mouth and take a picture of the tooth. It comes up on a screen right in front of the patient. So we create the design on a CAD cam, three-dimensionally. We can rotate it around and show them what the dimensions are. We can change the dimensions to fit the mouth.
Okay.
And then we send this through the ethers into another room where there's this milling machine that makes this out of a hybrid porcelain.
Okay.
A porcelain that is 85% glass, like porcelain's almost 100% glass, to use the analogy.
All right.
And it's like 15% resin, so that it's more flexible, like enamel, and it is less abrasive. It doesn't wear the opposing teeth. It wears much like enamel against enamel, so it's not going to destroy what it's chewing against.
Now, people don't like going to the dentist. Is that true?
People hate going to the dentist.
Do you hear that, by the way? I can't stand going to the dentist.
For some reason, I seem to attract a lot of the people who are phobic, dental phobic.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I've got people who followed me everywhere I've gone for my whole career.
Right. Okay. Does this save the patient any time?
Absolutely, it saves
I mean, the fact that you have the machine right there.
Especially in Los Angeles. I mean, it can take you an hour and a half to drive across town in L.A. And so saving them a dental visit is major.
Yeah, it's a whole day.
So you do this in an hour and a half visit, and they don't have to come back. They don't have to be re-injected again.
And they sit in your garden out there.
They don't have to wear a temporary. We're Wi-Fi compatible. They can bring their computer and sit in my garden and have tea. And
do they do that?
Some people.
Doesn't tea stain your teeth?
It does. It does.
Okay.
If you drink it socially all day long.
All right.
But if you use the right toothpaste and so forth, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So your main message, though, is if you're going to get a crown, and there's going to be probably 1,000 scheduled tomorrow.
Absolutely,
right?
in LA alone.
That you need to look for a biomimetic dentist,
yes.
Okay, and potentially, so I understand this correctly, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that crown cover is going to cause problems. Decay.
Eventually it will.
And decay is more likely to get under that at the bottom.
That's right.
Cause, as you said at the break, periodontal disease.
See,
Expand on that.
These margins are way up at the top of the tooth.
Okay.
And they're almost imperceptible. You can't see them or feel them, except the slight color difference between the tooth and the restoration.
So a traditional crown.
A traditional crown, the margins are down at the gum line.
The gum line.
And when that starts to break down because of the flex being transferred from the tooth itself to the margins, to the neck of the tooth,
yeah.
Then you start getting bacteria underneath the crown. And then you start getting the bad breath, the inflamed gums, because the toxins from the bacteria irritate all that down there. It's a very sensitive area.
Is it too late? What about the people watching this? They have crowns. Can you take it off and put the skull cap?
No, no.
It's too late?
Once you have the crown, you have a crown. All you can do is restore the tooth with another crown, and guess what? If you've got decay down there, the next crown is even more invasive. It has to be put further and further down.
The shock absorber? How come I'm never told this, by the way? Our show airs nationwide. Is this something that they just don't want to talk about?
Years ago, we didn't have the scientific equipment that could measure all of this things I'm telling you about.
Okay, okay.
Now these wonderful instruments we have, they can actually measure the flex of the tooth and the compressive strength of the tooth structure. Now we have composite materials, hybrid porcelain materials that are being created that very closely mimic natural tooth structure. So this becomes kind of like a holistic mission for restoring the teeth. You can take that broken down part of the tooth, and many times you can restore it just with the actual hybrid material itself, and you don't have to go through the crowning procedure.
In one visit. I mean,
yes,
in one
absolutely.
tooth in one visit.
A restoration in one visit, absolutely.